You are listening to the VCast.
Backwards on something, right? It's like that pushback.
We're going backwards on these AirPods because now what they're doing. Yeah, you'll hear that on the thing. It'll just pick it up.
Okay.
So funny. Now they're selling covers for these AirPods.
Okay.
With the string attached, and it makes them
look like a regular.
It makes them back to headphones again. It's an accessory that you pay more on top of everything you paid for these wireless AirPods
to make them wired.
And
people love them.
People buy them. I haven't seen anybody with them, so maybe it's just a meme. Maybe it's just people online talking shit, susceptible to that. I fall for it all the time.
What, the meme stuff?
Yeah.
Me too. I thought it was World War III for like a whole week. Bro, I was like,
headlines.
I went into my bunker. I grabbed my. I went deep.
Echo. No, it's not you. Oh, yeah, see, there's my daughter telling me mommy's awake. Okay.
Yeah. So I went deep on it, man. And it's like the whole thing with now you saw that they accepted responsibility.
It's so weird, bro. Like 1 minute you're like, what's nuts? It's preposterous.
Yeah.
Then you're like, all right, we did it by accident.
Yeah.
Nobody believes you. That's like I was saying yesterday. People really think, like everybody's talking shit and everybody has a joke about they're going to collect $80 million, right? George Lopez.
Right.
I'm sorry, but when did we think Iranians stuck to deals? Isn't that why we're in this mess in the beginning, in the whole first place?
Because they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. They wanted to enrich the uranium.
Yeah.
They wanted to be a thorn in our side.
So now we're going to believe them that they're going to give us $80 million?
Yeah. I mean, that's like Obama kind of fell for it. He hooked them up on that deal.
They had to give them. That was their money.
Yes.
It's giving them their money back. Everybody's like, why are you giving them all that money? That was their money.
That was their money. We were holding.
You had to release it.
That was from the 79, right? Since 79?
Yes.
Did they accrue interest on that, I wonder?
No, it was just cash.
Just give them like whatever they were holding.
It's just cash.
Damn, that's dirty.
Yeah.
Because they were like, kicking it for a while. That's a lot of money, bro.
No interest.
They had a lot of assets.
No interest.
Yeah. Just trying to get the Shah back in power for like what? For like 50 years? He was dead already. There was no choice. There was no chance of anything, a regime change or anything like that. People wanted it.
Yeah, I don't know that whole story. The only thing I know of that story was the Iron Sheik.
See, I don't know about that.
Oh, you know about the Iron Sheik?
Sure.
Yeah, before the Shah got removed back in 59. Is it 59 or 70? No, 59.
79. It was 79. That's when
when it was?
Yes.
All right, so 79, the Iron Sheik was the number 2 wrestler in Iran. In Iran. He's the number 2 wrestler.
Wait, like a Olympic style.
Oh yes.
Legit
wrestler in the country, and that was huge. National pride. When you were a sport hero in Iran, I'm gonna say it like that. When you're a sports hero in Iran, you're revered. You're like a fucking rock star, right? So the Iron Sheik was under his hero. That was the number 1 guy.
Okay.
And
we don't know his name.
I don't remember his name, but he was the number 1 guy, and that was like the Iron Sheik's hero, his mentor.
Sorry to digress. It's probably not relevant to the story.
No. But it'd be relevant if I did know his name.
Okay.
I don't remember it, so I'm not even gonna even pretend.
All right.
But what happened was here's where the story I don't know what messes up. I think I don't know if it was after or before the U.S. overthrew the Shah that they killed that guy, that number 1 wrestler. Whoever was in power killed that number 1 wrestler. I think it was after.
Okay.
I think it was after whoever the U.S. installed, because they overthrew the Shah and they put in a U.S. guy because they wanted to control like what they do you know that, and then what happened was is the Iranians didn't fucking like it, and they kicked him out, and then
Yeah.
put some fucking extremists. Then that's when the extremists took over,
Right.
the Islamic State, and that's when then they've been like that ever since. But I think around that time, that they killed that number one guy for speaking out, right? When they killed him, fucking Iron Sheik was like, I'm out because this, I'm scared. Now I'm scared. If you're gonna kill that guy who was the fucking man, like he was fucking, Michael Jordan or whoever would be like the equivalent in the US of like the biggest athlete, one of the biggest names that represents people, that speaks for the people, that people fucking go nuts for all the time. They killed that guy for talking out, right? So the Iron Sheik was like, nope, going to the US. And he got out of there, and that's how he came over here and started doing professional wrestling.
Oh shit!
Was getting out of the
Getting away from the
yeah,
glorious revolution.
getting away from
That's what they called it. You know that revolution.
yeah, the glorious revolution, because
it
they
was
wanted to get out of that fucking guy.
it was like 80% of the population went out into the streets to overthrow the U.S. puppet. So it was like it's like one of those things where it was almost bloodless. Like I think like 3 people died. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah,
It was like literally like 3 people.
they're like, oh, everybody wants this.
I think the only other one was
The military.
interesting. In Estonia, I think I might be conflating that with another one of those like Baltic like areas. They had the singing revolution when they all went out and they were singing patriotic songs.
That shit looks like it's gonna break.
Did I mess it up?
No. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just
No.
the way you were sitting, it
I leaned
literally
back
just
and
no. It
then.
just looks, because my chair feels like that. These little wooden chairs.
Oh, okay.
I'm very careful because you see, like,
Oh, I see.
so when you were sitting, I'm just like worried that you was gonna crash and you were
Yeah.
gonna smash your head against that
Yeah.
railing.
No, I felt perfectly
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then.
balanced. That's okay.
The Baltic Revolution, guy.
Oh yeah, the singing revolution
The
in
singing.
in Estonia.
Okay.
So
What year?
that I don't remember, but I just know that they overthrew their government by singing songs, and it was like bloodless too. Kind of
With them singing some fucking vicious threats.
bro, they're into like
You're fucking
death metal now.
eyeballs.
Those
Yeah.
people, that's where all the best death metal comes from.
See?
Yeah,
That's because that's what they probably fucking invented death metal. That's probably what they played.
it's like what the Vikings when they would go berserk.
Could
They
you
would like,
imagine?
I can imagine
The
that. That
government
sounds
hears fucking
badass.
death metal coming out like it's fucking 1620.
Yeah.
The fucking government hears death metal
Can you
outside.
imagine?
Like, I'm fucking out of here, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's like the was it the Incas? What they would do with the death whistle? If you ever had a chance, bro, listen to that shit. It sounds like someone's screaming in like agony, like torture, like a demon. That's what it sounds like. And what they would do is they would lurk at night, like they would go by your camp and start like blowing that whistle and can't like all night long and like picking people off with arrows and shit. Bro,
It's crazy.
I know. It's weird how power changes. Like the Incas did that, and then like a couple hundred years later, literally only a couple hundred years later, you have like some people singing and they and they overthrow.
Just the singing.
Yeah, no problem.
Back. My fucking nose started running. Yo, you know what interests me is, you ever read Fingerprints of the Gods?
No.
No? Oh man, I have it. I'll leave borrowed.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
I haven't finished it. This freaking book is like this.
Okay.
Right? And it's when you read it, you hear Graham Hancock talking in your head. Like after listening to him talk.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right? Because it's like it's in his perspective, it's in his
I hope they
dialogue.
have like a
Audio
like the
version.
audio version.
There's never going to be an audio version
Because
like
he's
fucking
right? But
Goggins, bro.
oh, that's the best one.
That audio
He does
book,
both like a
the
narrative,
podcast,
and then he pops in and does like a podcast.
that's the best because they
That was a great idea.
expand. Yeah, because they expand so much into it, and you get so much more depth into like, especially like the part where he talks about the freaking kid's head getting crushed in the school bus
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
stuff like
bro.
that.
Yeah.
Like that was when
Yeah.
you can't just breeze past that in a book, like it's like a moment in your life when you witness like a little fucking, what was he, a 2-year-old
Yeah, something like
or
that.
something like
Five,
that?
a toddler,
Yeah,
so not old
toddler,
enough to
man,
walk.
baby, no more than 5 years old. 4 years old, and that fucking you witnessed that kid fucking come running to the school bus and then just get his
No,
head
bro.
run over
It's how he describes it, like that he looked down
right
and
at
what
him,
he saw.
just head squish.
Yeah, just like a pancake.
Oh,
Just because
and the
you
mom
can't.
screaming.
It's the visuals and the you could picture the scene.
Oh,
He's almost graphic with it. Yeah.
bro, listening to that scarred me. Hearing that story
You felt like you went through it.
scarred me.
Yeah.
And fucking, I can't imagine witnessing it. But
And
like,
imagine witnessing it as a kid.
yeah, that's
And
what
you
I'm
got all these
saying. You're in
questions and
freaking school. How old was he? He was like 13
it
or
was
something.
something like that.
Bro, you can't. I mean, you can, but it doesn't do it any service when you read a book and you just pass by that. Like,
Like
I feel like,
crazy.
yeah, not even graze it. I just feel like not even a book can go into the depth that me hearing you
Right.
talk about
Oh,
with
there's
your own emotions.
intonation. There's like you because of the way he says it, he's actually going to that place in his mind
Mm-hmm.
and he's sharing it.
Yeah.
And that's way more powerful than reading that on script or hearing like a narrator. That's where I think he was really smart in that. Like some people want to do it all. Like, oh, I'll read it, and that would have been terrible if you read it because that's not what he does. Imagine him just like
Yeah,
reading.
yeah.
That takes training. It takes like, I mean, it's not a very hard skill, but it's something
Mm.
that it's like a cadence,
It
a
would,
pace.
yeah. I mean, you could do it. Probably just take you a fucking long time, a lot of
To
takes and stuff,
yeah, so he
just
was
to get it
smart.
without stuttering and stuff.
He was smart enough not to venture beyond what he was good at, and he just
Bring
focused
back
on what he
earning,
was really
yeah.
good at, which is telling that story, bro.
And then adding those chapter
Oh, at the end,
reviews,
like the oh yeah, and like the little
podcasts.
challenges. Did I challenge you?
Yeah.
Like fuck. All right, I'm gonna try it.
I'm gonna have to go do that again.
Yeah, it's good to go through it every once in a while. It's like there's something that there's a couple of books that I read every once in a while, like The Art of War, like like the Tao Te Ching,
Mm-hmm.
where the Tao Te Ching is a good example. It's really simple, and when you read it, you'll be like, oh, all right, I see what you're saying, and then you go and you live your life. It's really really simple. You live your life and you go through things and you apply it, whatever, or you observe things with it, and then you go back a year later or whatever, and you read it again, and the meaning is different.
Yeah,
This
because you're
drift
different.
because you're
Right?
different.
Remember we talked about your cells changing every
Oh
fucking.
yes, that's right. That was
What is it?
great.
Your
When
cells are changing what?
the ship of Theseus.
Yes.
Ah, that's so great. It's great to imagine that stuff. It's a great mental exercise. Philosophy is filled with them, and I don't think people use them enough. Like it's good to take your mind to that place where really, what it really is someone articulating concisely the way that you think in a way that you're realizing now. Oh, that's the way that I think, right?
Yeah.
And the way that you get to that is by doing these thought experiments, right? And I thought that might be good for like a like a temporary segment. We might like go into those things. But I gotta read a little bit more on them. I just read a couple of them.
You know, you saw what I posted on LinkedIn about listening
Yes.
to not respond. Like you were just talking right now, and I wasn't listening to respond. I just wasn't like I was looking at you and paying attention to you, and then I wasn't listening.
Was it?
My ADD, literally, I was thinking of like
That's like, bro.
no, because my daughter yelled.
Oh,
Right when I heard my daughter yell, my mind just started thinking about, all right, she's gonna flip out now. Like literally, it was almost like a switch. When she yelled, you stopped talking, and my mind started talking, and then you're like in front of me, but my mind's talking to me in my head. So it's like weird. Like I would love a visual, like if somebody made right because you're talking, and all of a sudden you go silent and there's just a conversation here, like you know how we always talk about people interrupting you, and it's so rude.
yeah.
It's almost like my brain was like, "All right, Angel, you're done talking. I need to talk to you right now. I need a thought. Your daughter's gonna flip out, and then you're gonna scream really loud." Like that's what I was playing out in my head. Like, all right, my daughter's gonna start yelling. She's gonna flip out. I'm gonna start screaming. I'm gonna pause this. I can pause this, and then go upstairs and deal with it. Like literally, my mind trailed off. on just what was gonna happen next.
Okay.
And then it came back, boom. And when it came back, you were like, I heard segment,
Oh,
like it tailed off. I think you were like right around ship of Theseus. There's
yes.
like a
Oh,
block.
you didn't miss much. It was just there's thought experiments
Uh-huh.
in that are a part of psychology that take your mind sort of to a different place where you make self discoveries about the way that you think. And I thought it might be good for like a temporary segment, just like try a couple of those.
Hmm.
Like for example, like a neat one will probably be like backcasting,
Oh yeah.
right? I touched on it earlier at work.
Yeah.
All it is it's like forecasting. You take like a set of events. The wind is blowing this way. The pressure is this way. So I'm gonna do a weather forecast. This is what the weather's gonna be like a week from now.
Hmm.
I mean, that's kind of let's say a day from now,
Hmm.
more accurate.
Well, that's how they do it. 7 day, 5 day, 10 day.
So backcasting,
Terribly inaccurate.
yeah. So backcasting would be like, all right. So like I'd posit something like it's World War Three.
Hmm.
Today we woke up and it's World War Three, and now use factual evidence and to plausible arguments to get to how like
Hmm.
work backwards, like reverse
Yeah. All right.
engineer World War Three.
So we killed General Salamander, right?
Uh,
We killed General Salamander.
uh,
I retaliates with fucking the story changed. It went from 10 rockets to 15 rockets to 12 rockets to 2 rockets now. So however many rockets Iran fired back, one accidentally hit
plane
the
and killed a
plane,
bunch of Canadians.
right, and killed Ukrainians and Canadians.
And then who knew but that the Canadians had fucking missiles?
Canadians are strapped.
Yeah.
So what they did, right, because here's what happened. This is where things get real fucking tricky.
Okay.
Right, because Trudeau and Trump,
They don't get
he
along.
doesn't like it,
They
right?
don't. Yeah.
So Trudeau turns the fucking table and he does what nobody would expect,
Oh no.
and
Sides with
he
Iran.
blames Iran
Mm.
for it,
Okay.
but he also blames Trump for starting everything in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right. So there's a move in
right,
global.
so
Yeah.
there's things are really tense.
Like
But
their neighbor.
Canada, right, to not look weak in the eyes of the world, launches an attack on Iran, right? On Iran,
Okay.
right? They launch an attack on Iran. They sink one of their ships
Sunk
in
your
the
boat,
ocean,
eh?
right? They just sunk them,
Sorry.
sunk their fucking boat, right? And Iran responds, "We're even, all right? We did that by accident, and you took your revenge. We're even, but you still owe the U.S. If you're gonna flex on us like this, you still owe the U.S. or else you're racist,
Okay.
all right? Else you're fucking
All
racist."
right. Oh,
And
and you know how they're susceptible to that, like
in the whole world, right?
yeah,
So Canada's like, you know what?
super progressive.
You're fucking
They
right.
don't want to be seen as racist.
You're fucking right. We
Yeah.
can't be racist out here. So they try to sink a U.S. boat. The U.S. is like, bitch, get out of here.
Beep, beep,
They
beep.
smack
Block,
that.
block.
They block all those missiles.
Like Matumbo.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
And they fucking retaliate. And fucking fuck some other shit up in the ocean. Wherever those missiles came from, that site's no longer there no more. The fucking U.S. Boom. So now things are tense. U.S. and Canada relations
This is
right on the
crazy.
fucking border.
This is already
Canada
amazing.
fucking
I got popcorn.
Canada right away lines up at the border. They start sending fucking troops. They start sending reinforcements. The
Holy
U.S.
shit.
lines the
How do you
National
defend that
Guard
border? It's so big.
at the border.
They're
Yep.
sneaking through.
Everything starts changing between the dynamics. So right away, things shift on the border. All of a sudden now, bases are popping up on both sides. Surface to air missiles are being deployed. Like there's a whole change. Fuck the wall. We got a net of missile anti things. So everything's tensing up. Now, what other parties are involved in this?
You-
The Ukraine.
The Ukraine.
The Ukraine is not happy about their freaking passengers and their stuff being bombed either. Now,
Oh,
the
this
Ukraine,
is. Oh, here's the meat.
yes,
Let's
the
go.
Ukraine is the Ukrainian government is a U.S. puppet government that's in there.
Okay.
All right,
Let me get some gravy.
this is the billions that we spent to overthrow them a few years ago, and then blamed Russia for annexing Crimea.
Okay, mashed potatoes.
Yes, mashed potatoes, all this good shit. So Russia's still mad that the Russian friendly government that was there before got overthrown in that U.S. sponsored revolution that just happened where they kicked out the democratically elected president that was Russia
Yikes.
friendly
Yikes.
to
Don't.
to
That's
install some
very unpatriotic of you, but go ahead.
to install to install that other guy now that's U.S. friendly, and um, now the U.S. influences that guy to put pressure on Iran,
Mm.
right? Because of that, so Ukraine now mobilizes, and then they get involved in doing stuff to Iran too.
Right, but yeah, how's Ukraine getting in there mobilizing? They got Russian
Ukraine?
help?
No, no. Russia's a Iran ally,
Oh, bro, see,
right? So
this is
this is
all
where
like,
things get
it's
real
getting,
tricky because Ukraine is supposed to be a Russian ally, but not anymore because the U.S. fucked that whole relationship up for natural gas and uh, uh,
hooray for us.
lithium vein, 2.3 trillion dollar lithium vein that they found in the Ukraine.
Ooh,
Um, and what else happened?
sexy.
Yeah, because we need those fucking electric car batteries, you know. And then
We're gonna have to
Tesla
cook.
needs their fucking shit. All right, we got to get that. And then
Now we got Tesla involved in
yeah,
World War Three.
so now the Ukraine, they don't have those like mobile strike capabilities. All right, so what they do is they just send troops. Right, they send troops to U.S. bases, and they start sending their tanks and stuff to the U.S. bases because they're ready to throw down too. All right, now when they do that, Russia's like, hey, nobody's teaming up on Iran. You guys are, that's already Canada and the U.S. and all these people, and then they come to help, right? So
This
Russia
is like World War One
mobilizes.
all over again.
Yeah,
It's all about the alliances.
Russia mobilizes on the Ukrainian
No.
border
All right, but if that happens,
to
but we got our missiles there, don't we?
yes,
Okay.
and they mobilize to put pressure on Ukraine. Like, hey, listen, anything you do over there, we're gonna do to you over here,
Yeah.
right? So
So what's it look like if we don't use these missiles?
things get tense,
Yeah.
right? Now something happens again,
Yeah. I'm all like ready
right?
for the World War Three already.
Because
Like.
Iran is still pissed.
Yeah.
You killed General Salamander,
Yeah.
all right, and you sunk our boat,
So what are they doing?
all right. So what nobody knows, all right, what everybody got wrong, and what everybody's been worrying about happening happens. Iran announces that they have nuclear weapons, and they're ready to use them. If you don't back the fuck up, changes the whole game, right? When the U.S. learns that they have nuclear weapons, the U.S. launches everything at them.
Oh my god, dude.
There is no
Game
more
over.
Iran.
This is the end game right now.
Yes, the U.S. used these weapons that are called
Bro, I'm so mad at the
they're
Canadians right
they're
now.
called they're called the rods of God.
They're called the Rise of God.
Yes, the
That's such a
U.S. has
fucking
these
powerful name.
weapons. They're called. I think there's another part. I don't think it's just rods. There's like another part to the rods. I can't think of it, but it's like the rods of God or something like that. It's called. These are. They give you the same impact a nuclear weapon does without the fallout. All right, it's the new shit we got.
Okay.
All right. They're called. I'm pretty sure they're called like the rods of God
Wow.
or the rods
So
of.
ethically.
I gotta look it up.
Damn, is that a real thing?
Yes.
Oh my god. I thought
Yes.
you were.
I was looking at
I
this
thought you were
yesterday.
going like.
The rods of God.
This is a real fucking thing, dude. It's like they made nuclear war ethical because it's only gonna affect these people. We're not trying to take everybody out and pollute the world with radiation. We could just
Rods from God. Yep, this is it.
rods from God.
These Air Force rods from God could hit with the force of a nuclear weapon. The 107 country Outer Space Treaty signed in 1967 prohibits nuclear, biological, or chemical weapons from being placed or used in Earth's orbit.
Yeah, Russia's
But
got
we
them.
have satellites. They're not nuclear weapons. They're called rods from God. They're fucking in space, and they will drop on you.
Look at this shit,
Yeah,
bro.
they will fucking drop on you.
You
Look at
have
that
to
thing,
look
bro.
this up.
Look at that, bro.
You need a visual of this thing. Oh, look at that thing.
Bro, the rods of
Look at
God.
that. Look how menacing that looks.
Bro,
What country is that? Is that Iran?
Huh?
I think that's the Tigris. Look, that's the
Oh
Euphrates and
yeah.
that's the
Oh my
Tigris.
God.
Look,
So,
you picked the right. How eerie is that?
so, so for those listening, just look it up. The Rods of God, Pentagon Space Weapons. Okay, this is why we have Space Force, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
We're
it's so
not
we can
fucking playing
mobilize this
games. This
shit.
thing looks like it's like a big circle. It looks like if you were gonna have like a Tommy gun. You have that cylinder base, and
Yeah.
there's just all needles in there, but those needles are actually fucking missiles, intercontinental missiles that are pointing downwards, and they fall from space and they land, okay, because they are also not only gravity propelled, but they're rocket propelled, coming down on
What
you.
the fuck?
When they're deployed, they land on you within 15 minutes. You've got 15 minutes
To
from when we
respond to this.
fire to this.
So if you don't have like very top notch
Yo,
missile
there's
defense
nothing.
system,
There's
there's
nothing you
nothing
can
you can
do,
do
bro.
because
There's nothing you can do,
it's rocket propelled.
and it's coming on a straight down angle. To hit this thing, you have to be so precise shooting up at it.
You can't like it's coming so fast. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
it's
hit
not an
it
angle.
going sideways.
You're not hitting a side like a side,
Well, that's how the ones that we have, the little missiles that take out the
bro.
missiles,
The rods
the
from God.
Patriots. Damn, this is crazy,
The
man.
rods from God. That's what
And we
this is,
could with these weapons, we could get the Russians right with this.
bro. This is it.
We could get for sure Iran.
Bro, Iran's no longer there. Iran, it's
What
gone, bro.
what about Iraq, Iraq?
Iraq's Iraq. Iraq is felt.
Oh, did you ever watch the HBO one, House of
What?
Saddam?
House of the what?
Yeah, when House of Saddam on HBO. It's a mini series. I think it's like whatever, like 5 episodes.
How long ago did that come out?
Ooh, and it was Saddam had just died.
I think I did see that. Talked about the sons.
Yeah, it talked about his rise and power. Bro,
Maybe I didn't
did
see
you ever
it.
see what he did? He like when he took over, he basically went and he got in front of his Congress and he told all these people, officers, arrest this guy, this guy, this guy for treason. They took him outside, right? And then as they're grabbing these guys and taking them outside, you have people that are just standing up and saying, "Oh, Saddam," and like he completely psychologically fucked them because none of them were armed. They're all just like a bunch of suits, and he's taking people outside to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "You guys are cool, but in order for me to make sure that you're on my side, here's a gun. You're gonna shoot that guy." That's what he did to them in order to ensure loyalty. But the reason I got into that is because of the way he said Iraq. He said it's more in the throat. It's like
Iraq.
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 Like you got something back to Iraq.
Like cock. Like cock.
Well, that's a funny way to say
Look
it.
at that.
Cuck.
Falling from the fucking sky. Rods from God, but they drop that shit on you. It is good night, Irene.
Yeah.
Good night, Irene, bro. A kinetic strike, nicknamed Rods from God, is a space-based weapon system in use by the United States of America.
Why haven't we done this yet? We don't have
bro?
because they haven't developed the nukes yet.
Because no, it's not a nuke, bro. Oh,
Well,
why
they
we
haven't.
haven't done it to them?
They
Because
haven't
that's
developed the
not
nukes.
because if we just did that to them for no fucking reason, if that was
People
our
are bugging
response,
because we killed Jennifer Salamander.
no. But look at what we did, bro. I think scarier. All right, what I think is scarier than that, rods of God, because the U.S. is restricted the same way you asked. Why haven't they used that? Is because they're restricted by something called human rights, right? And in the world,
psychopath would do anything.
in the eyes of the world,
Thank God, don't give me that power.
your response to aggression in the eyes of the world has to be proportionate. Like you can't respond to like an accidental missile
but,
plane shooting with the fucking rods of God.
but
Like that would be
isn't the man in office saying exactly that? Hey, if you try to respond in kind, we're going to go overboard.
If he's saying if you respond by killing if your response involved, that's why they didn't fucking kill anybody. Because if they had killed somebody, bro, Trump would have fucking dropped the house on them. Easy, because that's his philosophy, right?
So he went and he launched those missiles. One of them hit the plane. Where did the rest of those missiles go? We swatted them down.
No, they missed a couple, and they all hit machinery and like a housing that was empty. They hit a part of the base that was empty, where there was like, I think they hit like a couple houses. They hit the spots where the strike that killed General Salamander was organized
Oh,
from. And
whoa.
their threat to the U.S. and to everybody in the Middle East, they told everybody in the Middle East, if they ever bomb us again and you help them, if they do it from a base in your fucking territory, one of their bases, if that shit comes from you, you're wearing it. That's what they fucking told the whole Middle East.
Powerful.
That's why everybody in the Middle East except Iraq, because the U.S. is in Iraq, which is why the U.S. just told Iraq we're not leaving, was because nobody else is gonna let them, because they don't want that shit from Iran. Iran is not the fucking one in the Middle East.
Right. They're way more. The
And
only one that's a
everybody
rival
else,
is Iraq.
yeah, everybody else there, and if everybody else there, if the U.S. wasn't there, the Middle East would be completely different. Saudi Arabia wouldn't be flexing like they flex. Iran would be flexing on them. Iran would be the ones running everything, because Iran is strapped to the fucking gills. They're organized, their country, they have actual military. You know what I mean? Like,
They're formidable.
yes, they're not a fucking little jihadi force.
Yeah.
But what I was saying that's more scary than the rods from God
Yeah.
is the fact that the U.S. and our government can kill two people with a precision missile strike like that, fucking precise.
Yeah.
Where they got it to like that missile strike only killed that fucking car.
Ethics.
It's almost like bombing.
It's
Like it's almost like if you do like the IRA bomb, like sets up car bombs, and then you get in the car and like it only blows you up. Like that's the U.S. is doing that shit from the sky.
it's all because it's all that like the soft skills. Like if you have collateral damage, that collateral damage, if there's family, you just created new jihadis. So it's all about trying to get as precise as possible, and also it looks good in the eyes of the world, like how you were saying before, the proportionate response.
Mm.
He killed how many people did that guy kill? That guy was a fucking monster.
No more than any U.S. president has.
Well, I mean, it's like his. My point is, it's not like his hands were clean.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
like he was a good guy, and
no.
he was revered because he thumbed his nose
I
at the
just
West.
don't see, and I know I'm gonna sound super corny for this, but I truly believe in the principles of non-aggression. So even like bad people like that, unless it's in direct self-defense, I just don't believe in killing people for things that they've done. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're a monster, then just put them in a fucking cell and lock away the fucking key.
Mm.
You know? I just don't believe anybody has the moral superiority to kill someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the human mind and you look at evolution and how we developed, and the broad scope of what forms a person from when they're a baby, because everybody starts out as a fucking baby,
Yeah,
and the fucking baby isn't evil,
you were.
right?
Yeah,
Everybody's held a baby.
yeah.
Babies are the most
The
fucking
cutest thing in the
awesome thing in
world.
the world,
Yeah,
right?
even if you're mean, you hold a
Yes,
baby, that meanness will melt away.
babies are fucking so innocent, right? And everybody starts like that. So there's a whole bunch of shit that fucks you up on your way to wherever. And there's also you just not being born right, right? There's also that. You fucking think there's pretty much something to say, like serial killers and shit. Like some people just aren't born right. So when you take all that into consideration, I just don't feel like you can give people the authority to kill other people. You know what I'm saying? Or just all acts of aggression are. I don't believe in all acts of aggression. So I don't cheer when people die. I don't cheer like, oh, General Salamander, yeah, you should have killed him. Like, relax. You don't know the whole fucking story. Last year, a few years ago, we were fucking cheering him on CNN. So let's not fucking forget
Okay,
how hypocritical we can be,
that's valid.
right? Hey, we're fucking if you Google General fucking Salamander on CNN, you'll see clips from when they were fighting ISIS. That they were doing reports on the fucking guy that was leading the fight against ISIS and his experience and his fucking. When they were talking about that, they weren't talking about this guy's also a fucking killer.
Yeah.
They left that part out of the story, right? Because he was still him. He
Now
was
that the tide has
yes,
changed, now the story's different.
yes. Now,
We're gonna highlight this part of it.
yes, exactly. Because the media is the number one war supporter. Like they are the war hawks.
What's
They
their
lead
interest
the
in it?
war ratings, bro. They are irrelevant without it. They are irrelevant without war and politics and the whole thing. The media is
It's bad.
irrelevant.
It's bad stuff. All that stuff.
They're the only ones that
Terrible.
get access, right?
Oh, that's true.
If you let
Oh my
YouTubers
god.
fucking apply and go to the White House and fucking ask the
For
president
presidential.
shit,
Imagine what they would be asking.
yeah,
That'd
it'd
be
be a different
interesting.
fucking ball game. It'd be a
I can
different.
imagine how many people would just be like,
But those people wouldn't be let in.
"Is Epstein?
Yeah,
is
of
Epstein
course.
alive?
Yeah,
Is he really alive? Is that like a fake body?"
and you would filter through it. But I'm just saying, like the media now, the only way that they get you to pay attention to them is when bad shit is happening. So that's why they always. That's why when you watch the news, you're never watching the news. You watch an hour worth of news. Watch 1 hour worth of news. See how long you talk about something positive.
I can't, bro. It's
See
bad.
how long, bro. That shit infects your mind, bro. When you surround yourself with nothing but that. I'm not saying don't pay attention. If you're into that shit,
I glance every once in a
politics,
while. I'm like,
yeah,
every time it's
it's
like, ugh,
interesting. It's
like
good to
pulling up a
know.
rock.
Yes, it's good to be informed. It's good to understand, right? So, those things good. And then there's,
Deep dive.
oh, bro, there's like my mom watches the news. Like well, she probably still does, but local news. You watch local news, you watch the 24-hour news. If you just watch that all day long, all they talk about is negativity, killing, death, crime, fucking racism, fucking the all of the ails of the world. It literally makes you think that the world is a bad place.
Bro, it's true.
That's why these people, like, sometimes you talk to people, like these young kids and stuff, and they're complaining and they're saying all this, and people's like this and people's like that. And I'm like, but it's a little bit. It's a little bit of that happening. Yes, we should be vigilant. We should confront it. But let's not also pretend like it's not the fucking best time in the world for
Yeah. Oh
everyone,
my god, it's
bro.
so weird, isn't it?
For everyone,
We're
for
living
the
in the one
homeless.
everyone that's alive now is living in the 1% of all the
Yes,
human.
especially in this fucking country, for sure. And I was telling my friend, like I was trying to tell my friend that, like the when people talk about like the wage gap, or not the wage gap, the wealth
Inequality?
inequality and stuff. And I'm like, listen, the gap between us and billionaires is small compared to billionaires and the people that own the banks and the people that control the currency of countries. That gap is fucking makes the other gap look small.
That's so weird.
That's the fucking the wage gap between the people that run the financial systems and that actually control currency and control the way the fucking world swings and that are influential in the decisions that the president makes, who's supposedly the world's strongest or most powerful man,
Yeah.
right? He's influenced by these people, the Federal Reserve, the fucking
You don't think he's the most
IMF.
powerful man anymore?
No. I think he's the most powerful figurehead.
Because the banks are
Yes,
with
because he has to answer to
it's a
the
puppet.
banks. Our whole financial system is predicated on loans to a private banking institution. The
The
Federal
Federal
Reserve
Reserve.
is not a fucking,
Oh,
it's
that's
not a financial institution of the United States. It's not for the people. It is not ours. That belongs to other people.
did you watch Zeitgeist?
I don't
He
know.
goes into it's so good.
Yeah, man.
It's a little dated
People don't
now.
know about this. People complain about the minimum wage, inflation, why things. Bro, our entire financial fucking world is based on loans
Yeah.
to a private bank.
It's so weird. It's not only that, but it's also like back in the day, like before the savings and loan scandal of the 80s, they used to offer these like really amazing rates on savings.
Yes.
Like you get crazy shit, 15%.
Because it was more based in reality.
And now
people saved.
It's credit. What's your credit rating? It's not even real money. It's how much money can you borrow?
Yeah.
Like I know you don't have enough money to buy a car. I know you don't have enough money to buy a house. But if you look responsible enough, I'll front you the money, and then you just owe me.
And they push that on us so much.
Right.
Every ad, like if I'm flipping through TikTok, right? You know, TikTok's a big thing. I'm always talking
That's
about
amazing.
it, right? So I'm flipping through
They took
TikTok.
that boomerang thing and fucking ran with it.
Bro, some ads that they have in there are those payday ads.
Wait, the what?
The payday ads.
Oh,
those payday loan
no,
ads.
that's so fucking.
They tell you like, oh,
predatory.
Hey, they're like, oh, we want to go to the movies tonight. Like, hey, I thought you didn't have any money. Oh, that's okay. I just got an extra $100 in advance on my thing, and I don't have to pay until payday. Like, bro, if you don't have money for something,
don't spend
it, bro.
That's
so. Oh my God, that's
and
so
it's
bad.
frivolous things.
It's
like,
such high interest.
Oh, they fronted me 100 so that I could go to the movies. That's how low they're aiming to get people trapped up in that.
How sad is it they need $100 to go to the movies?
And if they're marketing it, I mean, it's because who's using TikTok? It's pretty, yeah. So you're getting the kids,
and you're making them think
20,
like you're
18
already
to 20
getting
something.
Already getting them used to borrowing money, bro. That's one thing I'm trying to do. Like this year, is if I don't have it, I'm not using my credit cards. Like especially food. That's my biggest bane is food and my credit cards and gas. And so like now I don't want to use my credit cards at all.
Yeah.
Because they're all maxed, bro.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
They're all maxed.
I've been there too, man. I've been there, and but now I'm like I'm way more responsible with it. But I could see how easily, if I wasn't careful, it could spin out of control. I've only got right now, like I'm doing pretty good. I've only got like $2,000 worth of debt, like credit card debt, and then there's the car note.
Yeah.
But I'll be done with the car note in like a year. I'm so happy, bro.
Probably like around 30.
But see, like I didn't play the game for so long, and like now that I'm playing it, I'm like, fuck, bro. Like I see what it is, and it's so grimy. Like I don't even want to play like what you're doing right now. Like you don't want to play the game. Like if you can't afford it, just don't play it.
I need to get up. I need to get up like on the positive. I'm so in the negative.
It takes sacrifice.
You know why? I also have that things will always work out attitude, and that's not good.
It's good and it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, because it's good because it keeps me positive. But you ever see that picture of the fucking dog that's like everything's all right, and meanwhile everything's on fire? Yeah, that's me. That's what that gets you. Everything's on fire, and I'm like, it'll be okay.
But see, this is the thing. Sometimes, like a little twist on that, the shit might have been on fire anyway, and it's the dog that's like, everything's okay. At least he's got like a positive attitude about it. Like he's in the middle of fire.
I'm setting the fires. That's the worst part. Is I'm setting the fires.
Well, there you go. At least you.
Oh, see, did I predict the future?
Yeah. You want to wrap this up?
They'll get over it. They're one of them is an adult.
That's what I do at home. What I do is I take one of the two younger ones start fighting. I just take a knife and I throw it between them. And I'm like, go ahead. Yeah. You're a tough guy. Go ahead, finish it.
Should maybe probably upgrade that to a sword. Should probably get into
a samurai. If it was because the knife is like, oh, I don't know if I want to stab him. But if it's a sword, I'll cut his fucking head off. Like you can get that into
Let me tell you something. Recently, remember I told you I went back and I like watching those review videos.
Oh yeah, the reaction
videos.
You relive it. It's like the vicarious thing.
Yes.
Go on.
So I went back and I watched. I found the reaction video. I kept going back to look at different YouTubers who were doing reaction videos on Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And I've been watching those since season 6. Right, season 6. Season 7. I've been watching reaction videos.
Like in between seasons.
Just do it, yeah. In between seasons. In between season 7 and 8 is when I got into it.
Okay.
And I started watching so many reaction videos on Arya killing Walder Frey.
Oh yeah.
Right, so that's where I started, and I found this bar in Chicago, and they have like people there weekly, and um,
They have rules. Like you
they
have to be
have
quiet.
rules. You have to be quiet, and they watch it. They watch the whole episode, and the guy records it, and then he posts like 3 parts because on YouTube you can only show 10 minutes of those Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Now this is just with Game of Thrones. HBO made a deal with the YouTubers that you can show 10 minutes of footage
Okay.
per video. So the videos would usually be like,
Very generous of them.
yes,
10 minutes is a lot,
yes,
bro.
man. Especially because what they do is the videos would be like a half hour, and what they would do is they do 10 minutes of footage, and then they do cutaways where they'd be showing the footage of where they are, and then for unimportant parts they would cut away and they would just show the audience doing like a whole scene, and you're hearing the audio but you're not seeing the video. And then when an important part comes, the fucking video would pop back up so that they can get the 10 minutes of fair play.
Okay.
They would keep a timer on the
Oh, so
screen.
smart. So they can have the video half hour.
Yeah, so they're proving how long. Yes, exactly. And they would do 2 of those to cover the whole hour. Or if it was like a really good episode, it would be 3 parts, right? Because they had a lot of scenes that they wanted to show reactions for. They had a lot of good reactions. So anyway, that was a fucking amazing one. So I kept trying to recreate that, and seeing what other YouTubers had a similar channel. There was no other bars that were doing it. That was the only bar I found. Everybody else, they were like friends, or they were just them and them two. And then no, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, or it's like a friend that they like were recording. Like, you've never watched this before.
Well,
Here,
that's what
watch this.
that's
And then
what
we'll
I'm.
record you. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
watch this
that's
part.
what I'm getting. Everyone that I saw was just everybody never watched it before,
Okay.
right? And they all got together and they sat there and they watched it. Then I found one where the one guy watched it and he was bringing the other guy that was part of their crew because they watched everything. They watched Marvel movies, they watched anime, they did all you know what the fuck are these videos called? Um, Reaction videos
Okay.
on all kind of different geek stuff, like all the comic book stuff, all the Star Wars
Interesting.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, they're a really cool
They went
channel.
deep. Yeah.
I forgot the name of their channel. Damn it. Anyway, I found them, and one of the guys didn't watch Game of Thrones. I'd never seen it before, but it's like a big Lord of the Rings guy. So the guy's like, "You're gonna like
Right in
this,
his wheelhouse.
bro." Yes, and he brought him through the first episode, the first season, and I watched it with them,
All right.
and I followed it all the way
You
through.
follow the way through it to see what
Yes,
his okay.
for the reactions. Now, I don't remember what the point of me telling this story was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember what we were talking about that made me bring this story up.
I
It took
don't.
me so long to set it up that I forgot what the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, and I just remember in the beginning you said, remember like that you were talking to me about reaction videos,
Yeah.
but you just haven't gotten there yet.
We
But
were
I
just
don't have
talking
enough
about
context.
something.
Like you have this setup,
Yeah, I have
but I
this
don't know
setup for
where you're going with it.
this point I was trying to make. Fuck, man.
Well, like now you have to do like jog the memory. So
Yeah. Well,
you got to
because
think about other stuff. You have to let it go a little bit. You have
oh,
to...
this is the whole point I was trying to make. Because we were talking about swords.
I love mind tricks. Go ahead.
Because we were talking about swords.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So now they started developing a following, right? And then like you would see like towards the end of season 1 or towards like something like that, like somebody sent them a gift and it would be like a little bobblehead, Game of Thrones bobblehead, and they put it on the table.
Okay.
And then like in
A
season
fan
2,
gift.
yes.
Okay.
Season 2, they had a couple more. Then they got all these other things and they kept getting things. And then someone sent them a sword. They sent them a steel replica of Longclaw. And
Long claws. Whose sword?
Jon Snow's sword. Former, that's
It
the
was
sword of House Mormont.
Mormont. There you go.
Right?
Jorah. Old man Jorah.
Yes. So they got that sword and they're like, oh, this is so cool. So that was why I made this whole fucking story, was because we started talking about swords. And I was like, I want to get. They have all the replicas of all the swords. Ice. They have a replica of Ice. They got a replica of Widow's Whale. They have a replica of Oath Keeper.
These guys had them all.
Then they had them all. Like that was the gradual thing to it.
And they were just putting it like on the
And they were
wall.
putting it on the wall so that by season 7, season 6,
what
when
it
they were
looked
talking,
like.
they had all
Like a
the
treasure
stuff. Yes,
trove.
they had all the stuff, and they had all the swords on the wall.
Like a dragon's treasure cave.
One of the cool things they did was, the hand.
Yeah, the
Gets that
pin.
pin.
He has that pin.
They got the pin. So the one dude wore it that watched it. He goes, I'll give it to you because it was a gift to him. He's like, I'm gonna give you this pin. This is your pin. He goes, but I'm gonna give it to you once you become an official. Once you've been initiated.
Okay.
And then he was like, how do I get initiated? He's like, there's an episode that you have to watch.
Are you?
That'll get you initiated. Because everybody knows what episode it is, but this is the episode that initiates you into Game of Thrones. It was the Red Wedding.
Red Wedding, yeah.
As soon as he saw the Red Wedding, afterwards, when he was sitting like this in complete shock, he took the pin off and he put it down and he slid it over to him. And the guy looked at it, he was like, I'm initiated.
I own it now.
Yep, I'm in.
Damn, that sucked.
Bro, he wasn't right. Then
he wasn't right.
He wasn't right because afterwards they usually talk about the episode afterwards after they finish, and he intentionally invited someone else to come watch. He said because I knew after the episode he wasn't going to be able to talk, and he didn't talk for like 20 minutes
stunned.
After the episode. He was just sitting there so upset,
just thinking like, damn, all my favorite characters just died.
The whole war is just gonna turn on its head. What could possibly happen now?
How can the Starks win now? It's over.
The Starks are done. They're fucking scattered.
After it looked like the king of the north,
Yeah.
you're getting all souped up.
Oh my god!
And then just to have it end like that through treachery. Walter Frey,
dude,
they did such a great job. Like the way he would eat, like his the sounds that he would make when he was eating was like it just added to his character. Like he did such a good job making him seem like this vile, disgusting piece of shit. Yeah,
and like coward at the top because they kept saying that story. Late Walter Frey.
The late Walter Frey.
Walter Frey because
he arrived at battle late.
He arrived to the revolution
once it was resolved.
Mm-hmm. I'm just writing down things we're talking about.
Oh, so later on you could tag.
It makes me easier to remember.
Yeah.
So I can write that freaking description.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those reaction videos are off the hook, man.
I love those reaction videos.
Is it now? You got me like, damn, I want to go on that thread now, man.
You gotta watch it. It's called.
Send me a link.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, send me a link because
those guys deserve.
I need more stuff.
Those guys deserve a plug.
Have you watched Watchmen?
Nah, man, I have not.
No, but you watched something that I didn't. Messiah, right?
Yes. Now the Messiah. The Messiah is a hell of a freaking show. Blind Wave.
Blind Wave.
That's the name of the show. See, they're watching Watchmen. See that guy right there? He's the one that's seen it. Okay. Seen Game of Thrones, and he took the other guy. That guy right there in the red. He's the one that didn't see it.
He's the rookie.
Yeah, that was a great concept, man. Bringing somebody that has never watched it before through it.
After you've watched it.
That's one of my favorite things to do in the world. That's why I like reaction videos so much, because I love watching something that somebody hasn't else watched and watching them watch it.
Yeah.
And seeing their reaction and enjoying and taking, that's why I love doing comedy. That's part of that too. Because I love that initial reaction.
Do you ever want to talk to people about it and say, why did that make you laugh?
Mm-mm.
You don't care about the mystery there.
Mm-mm.
But you would. No, but let's say they recorded.
I know why it made them laugh. Because I know it made me laugh.
Yeah.
Because I only say stuff that makes me laugh.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the same way.
No, I don't. See, for me, my brain works different.
Yeah, I don't care about that because it makes me laugh. That's why I know it makes them laugh, because it makes them laugh. Because what makes you laugh is that there's no description.
When I take my mind out there,
you can't describe why something makes you laugh.
This is like a little bit
funny.
Surprise.
Funny is internal. It's an emotion.
Yeah, but there's the element of surprise. Like if you don't have the surprise, it can't be funny. And I'll illustrate it. You ever tell someone a joke and they don't have enough context? So they're like, and then you go, okay, look, why is it funny though? And then you explain to them why it's funny, and then they go, ah, ha, that's funny, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because they weren't surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, isn't that part of it? Like
I
you have to
think it's
set it
because they
up.
didn't understand it. Because there's a lot of jokes that are not out of surprise, that are you like, like there is surprise. Surprise is a good ploy to sneak humor in because it does surprise you. It's a fast way to, it's like the most common way, but it's not exclusive. There's a lot of things where you know what someone's gonna say and you're just waiting for them to say it.
You're
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I've never observed that.
And
That's
that
such a great
the
observation.
anticipation of them saying it makes it just as funny.
Like, say it already.
Yeah. There's a
Like,
mostly a surprise, a
you're just gonna
lot of
say it.
surprise. Yeah, there's a lot of surprise. Surprise is predominant, like in that. It's just not exclusive.
Damn, that's
That, as a matter of
you're onto
fact,
something
as a
there.
matter of fact, it's more impressive if you can make people laugh without surprising them. I think
Have you seen it done?
hard. A lot of the guys like a Jim Gaffigan, where they do more material that's not um, dirty. Like they do, they touch on like dirty topics by making it clean, and you do that without surprising people.
Who is this?
Jim Gaffigan,
Okay.
yeah, he's like a really big comic right now. Probably one of like the top
And he's clean.
touring. Yeah. And he talks about sex and stuff like that, but he's clean with it because he's not trying to surprise, like he's not trying to shock you and say something that's gonna shock you. He's literally just fucking just the way he lays it out, his mannerisms, the way he says it. He like that's why I'm saying like sometimes funny is an emotion and it's something you can't describe. You can't describe sometimes why your jokes don't work. I fucking did it the same way. I did it the fucking same way, and this audience didn't fucking laugh, but this audience laughed. There's other
What if you
things that you can't put your finger on.
have you ever been
Yeah,
successful? You put your finger on it.
no, not last night. A friend of mine, a friend of mine bombed last night. It was a
Oh
fucking,
no,
it was a pretty epic bomb. Look what he texted me this morning.
man.
Look at the thing. Read that text.
Green,
No, this one right here.
man. I still don't get what happened last night. That really fucked me up. Oh, poor guy.
7 a.m. He texted me that. Bro.
He stayed up all night probably.
He probably was thinking
He
about
thought about it
that.
last
Yeah,
night, fell asleep, and woke up
because he
thinking
made a
what.
joke, and it's almost like there's a dynamic when you say something and you lose a connection with a person. Part of people laughing at what you're saying is them becoming connected to you, right? Because laughing is a vulnerable feeling. Laughing is a vulnerable response to what someone says. You have to be vulnerable to laugh because that lets that in, right? So if you don't connect with someone, you're not going to let them in.
How do you connect?
That's the fucking magic, bro. That is the magic in it. And sometimes you just don't connect.
No,
Sometimes you just
no.
don't connect.
Like, but like just a few people, right? Not like everybody.
At the whole, you can just fucking not
Uh,
the room in front of you becomes one. Sometimes the whole crowd becomes one person, and you either make them laugh together or you fucking lose them together. It's weird, bro. Like, and then like if you try to focus on one person, like you just can't turn. And then something happens. Sometimes you're able to turn it. Sometimes you do something like last night. This guy was doing some bit. A comic friend of ours, his grandma died, and he had a wake yesterday down the block from where we were doing the open mic,
okay.
right? And I forgot about this, or else I would have went. But I had forgot that the wake was at the same time, or else I would have went. I had the time to, but he showed up and he started talking. He started trying to do a bit because the comic also had a kid. So he said he was doing a bit where he's saying the comic faking having a kid, and he's faking it so much he's faking his grandma's death just to throw away from the fact that he also faked having a kid. Like this guy's a real trickster, like he doing this whole thing. Like the whole crowd, like we were laughing, all the comics were
Yeah.
laughing, but the people that were there were like, "Oh, this is kind of touchy." They weren't off. and they were in a little bit. They laughed a little bit, but they were still walking on eggshells because he didn't know where he was going with this.
He didn't know.
Like they didn't know where he was
Oh,
going with
okay,
it,
okay.
right? So
He can
then
still okay.
he kind of lost them. Then somebody came in and he like asked that. He goes, you know, he broke the ice and made them everybody laugh. He's like, "Oh, I got you back again." Like he acknowledged the fact that he got them back again. There's, you know, you lost them,
Mm.
and then you know you got them back again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So fucking, so laughter. It's definitely subjective. That's why, like, I don't say a comic's not funny anymore. Like, oh, like if I don't like a comic that you see on Netflix or something, like, oh, they're not funny. I don't say that because obviously you see the whole fucking room is laughing. These are fucking a whole stadium, or not a stadium, a whole theater of people are laughing at the joke. Don't say it's not funny. Say you don't think it's funny. That's different. I don't think this person's funny. I say that all the time. I don't think this person's funny. Yeah, I don't think they're funny. Like, cause they don't make me laugh. Same thing with like Joe Rogan. I watch the podcast. I laugh. He makes me laugh at the podcast. I watch his stand up.
It
Doesn't really
doesn't
make
do
me
it.
laugh. It doesn't make me howl. All right. He makes me be like, oh yeah, like you know.
That's cool.
But you see a whole fucking theater of people laughing, selling out 4 fucking shows. Like, obviously he's funny. You know what I'm saying? So for when people be like, oh, he's not funny. Like, what? What are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like that part is so subjective, but what makes people laugh? That's like the fucking
That's the magic.
yeah. What makes like when someone farts? Why is that funny?
It's inappropriate. It's a
Right?
surprise. You've broken decorum.
Yeah,
It's like you're not supposed to, but now you've touched on this thing that's like, come on, bro, you're spreading shit in the air, like
yeah. But
it,
why does it make you laugh, but it doesn't make that person laugh?
because it's like either it's I think there's like a probably like a scale, but the same thing that can make one person laugh can inspire like disgust or outrage or like that's what I noticed when people when it turns like that bad. When I've seen it turn bad, like on a YouTube clip or something, it's
Mm,
a lot of times like it's that observation right there that
yeah.
they got insulted,
It's
and
something,
then
bro.
sometimes the comedian can like I seen Joey Diaz just like champ it out. And like, no, bro, come on, you're high. You don't want to get, you don't want to get arrested. You know
Yeah,
the cops out here. You know what they're gonna do to you.
yeah,
You look like, you'd be somebody's wife in jail. Don't go to jail. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like
yeah.
he champed it up. Everybody was laughing, but I seen other people were like, they get involved or something, and then they just don't know how to react to that properly, and then they lose them just like that. And it's like one person getting insulted. Well, that's not funny. Don't talk about that. Don't you know that my mom goes through that? God, it's so rude. I'm
Oh my
sorry.
god, bro! I thought I had a house phone for like fucking split second. What ringtone is that? That's like the classic iPhone ringtone.
Yeah, I got. It's weird, and this is a Samsung. This is an old Samsung,
Uh-huh.
but I put in because with the Apple, with the Android system, you
Uh,
can customize it and things like that. So I just found like whatever. I
oh.
guess it's not exclusive. I'm sure you could do it with iTunes, but
No, that iTunes, you can only do the ringtones they give you
really?
unless you buy one.
Oh, okay. No, these you don't have to buy. I have like a app that I almost never use. I used to use it more back in the day when customizing and stuff like that was a little
I
bit
never,
more.
yeah, I don't think about ringtones now because number one, because I think you're a fucking psychopath if you leave your phone on sound, your
Yeah.
phone sound on. People that leave their phone sound on I think they have no regard for anybody around them. I
Oh
think
my
they're
god.
completely selfish.
No, you're wrong. Sorry.
No, I
I
don't.
was trying to find the
I
ringtone and
no,
then
literally,
this
like
is so rude,
I
bro.
rant on this all the time, just in general, because I never use my ringtone anymore. Like my phone is exclusively on vibrate. I don't even know why it has sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even use my ringer. Never. Well, I have a ringtone that my ringtone is fucking popping, bro.
Do you really put it on your desk and that happens? It's got to be so funny for everyone that's at work.
Bro, that's my ringtone, bro. But again, I never have my fucking ringtone on. I just hate hearing that thing. I do not need to be
Me,
contacted.
me too, man. I have it, but it's because I want to be aware of when certain people are calling me.
Mm.
I almost never get like the
I
like
guess when my daughter gets older, I have to worry about phone calls from a kid. Then I might want to be. Now I just don't care. Like
that's
if
just
you
parents
call,
of now.
my uncle calls me, and like some. Here's the thing: people think because you have a cell phone in your hand, because I'm on Facebook a lot, I'm on Twitter a lot, and I'm on Instagram a lot, that I'm available for phone calls at any time. And I'm not. I don't want to talk on the phone,
Yeah, well, you do
right?
it all day long.
Yeah, I don't want to
So
talk on the
think about
phone
it.
for 99.9% of the day. I don't want to talk on the phone. All right, the only person I call regularly is my mother. All right, I don't talk to my wife on the phone. I don't talk to anybody on the phone, like rarely. Now, um, people call like the what I was trying to say was that people think their expectation is because you're on the phone that you're always available. Number one, sometimes I put my phone down and I fucking walk away. I go to the bathroom, I go to the kitchen to get something to eat. I go to the room, and then the phone is just there. Or sometimes I'm washing dishes, watching YouTube videos, and people call me. I just hang it up. Or I'm wait to like, come on, fucking finish ringing so I can get back to this video. My hands are wet, I'll call you later. Or, whatever. And then people are like, hey, I called you. You never pick up your phone. I'm like, because I never want to talk on the phone. Like sometimes I'm in the middle of a text message. Sometimes I'm editing a video.
You
So
know,
you know what I mean? Like I'm on my phone doing something, editing a picture, I'm making a flyer, something, and you call me and I'm like, oh, you're interrupting my fucking creative process. Like I'm in the middle of a thought, like that shit drives me crazy.
because you can lose it like that just by being
Yes,
distracted
bro.
for a
Then
second.
I come back to it. No, I've done this so many times. Like I'm in the middle of making a flyer for a show or writing a joke or something, and then somebody calls me, and then I take the call. Let's say for fucking some reason I take the call, I talk to you, I get off the phone, and then I do something else. I don't go back to what I was just doing. I forgot that I was just doing that. All right. The same way sometimes you text me, like that kid texted me,
Yeah.
and I haven't responded yet because I haven't had a chance to sit down and formulate a thought. I want to respond. I don't want to just respond, oh shit, or LOL. That's rude too. So he probably thinks, oh, this guy's not texting me back right now. Meanwhile, I'm just waiting till I have a minute to sit down and think about having a conversation with you. That's the other thing about texting. Sometimes when you
You can
send me a
put it,
text, yeah,
I can look at it when at my leisure, and then it
yes,
doesn't interrupt. It's a lot more socially comfortable.
I read your message, and there's an appropriate time to respond uh, you know,
When you have a
when I
moment,
have a
when you're
moment
not
to
occupied.
dedicate. Yeah, I want to give your message the fucking attention. If it's a message that has significance to
So
you,
if this is a P for you, what do you think about a voicemail?
a voicemail.
If someone leaves you a voicemail
If somebody leaves me a voicemail,
and then says to you, "Hey, I left you a voicemail."
yeah. If we're friends, if we're friends,
Yeah.
if we communicate regularly via text,
Okay.
if we communicate on social media, don't leave me a fucking voicemail. Right? Unless there's a message, right? The voicemails are useful, but don't leave me a voicemail to say, hey, I called you, call me back. That's what the missed call notification is for. Okay? We don't need to leave voicemails anymore just to notify somebody you called.
Hey, I called you.
Yeah, like I know that.
Here's a text letting you know that I left you a
Yeah, yeah,
voicemail.
yeah. Right? Like, why are you sending me on this wild goose chase to get back to you? I don't need that. I already have the missed call. That's all I need. Now, if I don't talk to you, and you got my number from wherever you got my number, and you're calling me on the first time, and I don't, there's a chance I don't have your number saved, leave a voicemail, let me know who you are, because I didn't pick up your call because I didn't know your number. All right. If your number's not stored in my phone, I don't pick it up.
You want to hear something that might be line stepping right here?
Hmm.
I had a coworker that told me, "Hey, I left you a voicemail message," and I said, "Oh, okay." I called him back because I saw I missed the call.
Mm-hmm.
Called him right back within 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I left you a voicemail. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I didn't listen to it. I just called you right back. What's up? Uh, Listen to the voicemail. I'll talk to you later.
No way.
Yes. Like,
Bro.
compelled me to listen to the voicemail. You know how annoyed I was?
Bro, you know, I would have deleted the voicemail.
Oops.
I would have deleted the voicemail. I would have deleted the voicemail and I would have called them back like, hey, something happened to the voicemail. I'm petty, bro.
No, but
I'm
you
team
know what it is?
petty.com.
It's because you know what happened there? It's like, it's a line step.
Mm-hmm.
It's now beyond the point of, hey, this is a mild annoyance that you didn't listen to my voicemail. It's now gone into the realm of, you must listen and acknowledge me.
No, but like, how much more important is your time that you can't tell me what you left on the voicemail, that you have to make me now get off the phone with you and go and listen to this voicemail when you can just tell me right
It's
now?
really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking rude.
That was fun. I mean,
after this podcast, you're gonna tell me who it is so I can spit in their fucking milk.
I'll tell you exactly. We'll talk after the
Put my fucking balls on their mouths. I'm gonna just go teabag everybody's mouse at work. That's gonna be my
Who did it?
joke. Yeah.
Who did it?
No, nobody's gonna know. That's the best part about it. Then as everybody's walking around and they're touching their face and everything like that, I'm like, yeah, I know what you've been touching all day.
Balls on your nose now.
I'm gonna teabag everybody's keyboard. I'm gonna pull pubes out and just
this is fucking evil.
I'm gonna spread my pubes.
Now I'm gonna be all paranoid when I go into my office.
Keyboards. No, you're safe.
I'm safe.
I won't go upstairs with it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do it downstairs. I'm gonna next time I manscape.
Okay.
I'm gonna save all those pubes.
Harvest.
And I'm gonna just put them on people's keyboards. And you know, like
imagine
it falls in between the keys.
Yeah, imagine you're typing and like you feel it, a little something, and then you like pluck it out.
It's like a little pad.
You're like, what's this?
Oh, hairs.
You just like throw it aside.
They smell it. This is hairs. It's mine. And they put it to their nose. What other gross shit can you do?
I don't know. But, you know, you see it a lot, and when people think that they're alone, you see it in cars.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this lady rip ass next to each other in traffic. Her window was down, my window was down, and I had silence. She had silence, and I saw her lean to the right and just crack one, and it like ripped for like, it was a good one. It was like 5 seconds, like long enough that I was like,
yeah.
Damn.
Is there anything else that your body does that it needs to get into a position for?
In position?
To execute, like when you burp, you don't need to go like a certain way to burp, right? Sneeze, I guess the head back, your head has to
your eyes have to close.
Right? Your
when
eyes
you sneeze.
have to close.
You can't sneeze with
your
your
eyes
eyes
will fucking pop out of your head.
Your eyes will pop out of your head. I think that's what the evolutionary response is.
Yeah, you'll pluck your eye out with that thing.
Yeah.
Your evolutionary response is to close your eyes. So it's your evolutionary response to make room to not let that thing back up. Like if you fart straight down, there's a chance that fart might ricochet and go right back up your ass. Right? And you know, want to hear something? As a kid, you know, I always viewed my asshole as like a picture a tunnel, like a canal that comes out of a tunnel.
Okay.
Right, and then there's like a little station right there. There's a little deck, and there's a deck right in front of the canal entrance. There's a what are those things called? Like the railroad track crossings.
Oh, like okay.
You know, they go up and down.
Turnpike.
They go up and
down.
That's
what they're called, turnpikes.
Turnpikes. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's a turnpike there. Right, and when it's time to shit, the turnpike goes up and it lets the shit out.
Oh yeah.
And then it cuts down.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know. So I used to think that's how I used to cut the shit.
Yeah. Right? If somebody tells you cut the shit, it's like
that turnpike comes down and it cuts off the shit.
Stop. Stop the traffic.
Yeah, that controls the flow.
Oh, that's the worst.
And there's guys down there that are wearing like masks and like outfits, and they're controlling the shit.
Gagging.
Yeah. No, they don't gag. They're used to the smell already.
They like
They smell it all the time.
They like it. They like the smell.
That's their favorite thing in the world. All right.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, man.
How long did we go this time?
We're about an hour and 13 in.
See, it felt longer, but it didn't feel like it was like superfluous. There weren't that many breaks. There were a couple of interruptions. This was a better one.
Yeah.
I think
Alright,
so.
well, we'll analyze that
It feels like a
after.
lot more clean. Well, I mean, you're gonna do the editing. I'm sure, like, there's some parts that you'll cut out for brevity.
No, I don't edit anything. I
You
just
leave it
add.
raw. You
No,
add.
I leave the whole thing. I just add the
That's right.
intro
That's right. That's
to
right.
it. Yeah, I leave everything else raw. I don't have time to sit here and eliminate all these fucking ahs and ums and shit.
Mm. Any final thoughts, sir?
Um, yeah. Last night, I was talking about this. I did like a little post. I did a post show vlog I'm trying to do for TikTok. I think I'm gonna do this vlog for TikTok called After the Show. And I'm just gonna be like a vlog that I talk about the show afterwards. And I'm just gonna after every mic or show that I do, I'm gonna do a little video where I talk about whatever lesson I have learned in my head and like just talking about the experience of what I was feeling. So last night was very interesting because I went to the open mic feeling like I was gonna bomb, like I had it in my head. Like even another comic had messaged me, "Hey, can you sign me up for the thing?" And then I replied back, "Hey, no problem. I signed you up. Come watch me bomb." Like I already had it set. It's making noise. I already had it set in my mind that I was gonna bomb. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'm just gonna go up there. I had like a couple things in my mind that I wanted to say, and then we're like, all right, we'll see where it goes. And then I'll just fucking die a death up there, no big deal. Like I was already conformed to going up there and bombing. And then I went up there and had a fucking awesome set that got a fucking good, like, good hard round of applause with whistles on my
Oh,
close,
that's
right?
good.
Where I fucking closed on a
With the
fucking
whistles, like,
joke. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I fucking walked up. I was like,
fireworks.
yeah, it's fucking electric, bro. I fucking feel it. Oh, there's no other feeling like that, bro. That feeling
Of you
is
down, and then you bounce
just
all the way
dominating.
up.
And the
Redemption.
lesson was that I talk myself out of videotaping every set. I have the equipment. This is where I have a tripod. I have a camera. I can set up. Boom. I can always set these things up everywhere and videotape it. It's not hard. And I never do it. And I should for moments like last night.
So that you could make like a highlight reel. And
Yeah,
whenever,
so I
like,
can
you want
show
to feel
people
good?
what I'm doing.
Go into the cookie jar. Like, all right. Yeah, that was a good night.
So no, but when you post those things, it just brings more attention. It's I'm posting a lot. Like my stand up is content that I could be using. And I don't have to post them. I can post the bombs too. That's another thing. I can have all these videos where I can be like, look, this is what didn't work. Look how this didn't work. Da, da, da. And sit down and do it. But I don't know. Anyway, that was a fucking rant.
That's great.
I don't have anything going. Oh, tonight I'll be at Wawa Social Club in North Bergen. That should be fun. There's a show and then an open mic after. Tuesday, Laugh It Up Tuesday. Nikki's Bar and Grill every fucking Tuesday, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I don't have nothing else to plug you.
Nah.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
That was a
Thank
good
you.
one. See
Have
ya.
a good one.
Bye.